Hello, everyone. Welcome to the newest edition of YouTube Chase. Here with Nightmareballa1 and Cdude9590. Here to talk about all the happenings today in the world of basketball and not border wars. Several teams fell last week. Lakers, Celtics, Hawks, Bucks, Nets.
8 teams, not several.
8 teams.
8.
Okay, my apologies. 8 teams fell. But apparently they're irrelevant and no one cares about them, so we're not going to talk about them. Now we're just going to talk about the now.
I would say all that. I mean,
A later date.
We'll talk about it later, but
All right, well, we'll get to that. Let's focus on the second round now, I guess. Well, there's 4 games going on in the Eastern and Western Conference in the semifinals, and a lot of interesting one or two interesting matchups. The others are probably blowouts, like the first round. But nonetheless, we'll delve into them. I will start with you, Chase, leading us off with the West, with the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. A lot of people seem to be really believing in the Golden State story. I've seen a lot of people say Golden State in 7, Spurs in 7, Spurs in 6. I've seen a lot of intense. Does Golden State have a chance in this
San
series?
Antonio in 4.
Wow. That's a little deflating. Why does Golden State have no chance?
Well, they have this guy named Kawhi Leonard who has a 8-foot 10-inch standing reach who they can lock on to Steph Curry and not have a problem at all. Whereas since David Lee is out, I don't know how they can cover Matt Bonner. That's my biggest issue because the Lakers couldn't do it. You guys might think I'm weird in saying Matt Bonner is a big mismatch, but Matt Bonner has the biggest plus minus in the entire playoffs.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. Kind of nuts.
That's not nuts.
Think about it.
The dude shoots threes and nobody pays attention to him. But the Spurs and the Pacers, who I'll talk about, get to them later. They were both in the top 10 for much of the year in defensive efficiency, which is how many points you allow per 100 possessions, not game, per 100 possessions. And their style of defense is that they cover the rim with a rim protector, Tim Duncan, Roy Hibbert, and they cover the 3 line. And they don't cover the long twos at all because that's the dumbest, most efficient shot in basketball. And do you know what the most common shot taken in Golden State's offense is?
The long 2?
The 3, eh?
No, it's the long 2.
Really?
From an isolation situation.
Oh, yeah, that is right.
Think about that. How many times do you see Jared Jack or Steph Curry dribble and pass the 3-point line and jack up a shot?
But doesn't it work for them?
No.
Really? Their most common shot of one of the...
is horribly inefficient.
Remember when me and Chase were talking before and we were like, they need an actual point guard? This is why. They have a bunch of guys that just dribble around and then shoot. No real ball movement or anything like that.
I didn't say that. I said they needed a better guy.
They don't have a real point guard, Chase. They don't.
Jared Jack's decent.
But Jared Jack in the fourth quarter finding guys, you really want that to happen? You're a Hornets. You know better than that.
He's better than Gravis.
Really?
Really?
Really? Well, Gravis was second placed in most improved player of the year.
Yeah, he's also the 400.
Oh, yeah. Y'all want to talk about the awards?
We will.
No.
We will.
You cut me off. You cut me off, Marquine. I was just about to say, I guess most improved means he went from 501st worst defender to 425th. It's not even bullshit. He was the 425th best defender in the NBA.
Is he
most improved?
Yeah, that's pretty god awful.
But the thing that's really killing Golden State this series is that the Nuggets, they ain't got nobody that's a monster on the glass besides Kenneth Faried. And when you have Andrew Bogut out there, you pretty much neutralize that or just cancel it out. As Splitter comes back, the Spurs have 2 guys. And I don't think you can get away with putting Barnes out there as the 4 as easily as they did against Denver. And I think missing David Lee and all his rebounds is going to kill him. San Antonio's notorious for abandoning the offensive glass. That's what they do. They take their one shot and then they get back on defense. A big part of Golden State's offensive transition. And if San Antonio's already back there, whoop-de-doo. Like I don't see. Yeah, maybe they'll get a game in Oracle because Oracle's crazy, but most likely I don't see anybody stopping the San Antonio train with those 3 guys healthy.
Joaquin?
I'm in the same boat as Chase. I do think they'll get a game though, just because.
Yeah, you thought that last round.
Then hell hit the Lakers though, like absolute hell. Like who are they starting two guys at one point? 2 guys like I'd never even heard of.
Darius Morris and Andrew Gadlock.
Who?
Andrew Gadlock was the D-League MVP. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah, like that happened. But no, I really believe that Steph Curry is due to have at least one crazy shooting performance, and it's probably gonna happen at home. And that crowd's nuts. But everything Chase said pretty much spot on. Steph Curry is gonna have to guard Tony Parker. It looks like, and that's gonna be hilarious.
And
but
if I will be shocked if Kawhi is not on him defensively, shocked.
I mean, who else would they put on him? Like that's like that's a given. But he always guards the best perimeter player, so I don't see why he wouldn't be on Steph. But yeah, like this is gonna be quick. I don't even understand how people think this will even be a series. This is gonna be quick.
A lot of people I've met a lot of intelligent people who legitimately believe that Golden State would take this to 6 games.
Well, I can understand if you didn't watch Golden State all season and you didn't realize that, yes, Steph Curry's a great player. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Steph Curry's a star now." It's like, he's always been this good. He's just been hurt all the damn time.
Okay. Well, I was just posing. I'm not giving my own prediction because after my Heat in 5, which was notoriously laughed at, and well, after seeing the series, it was in fact a little ridiculous. I won't comment.
Like when you said before the season started, the Clippers are making fun.
Yeah, they're gonna make the finals. I mean, the Clippers. I mean, we're gonna see that Clippers Miami. I mean, they totally didn't. That whole not having defensive rebounding thing didn't come up to bite them, did it?
No, not at all, man. If only you watch the games. All right. Next, we move on to the next series. Also in the West. Probably the most interesting series of the 4 that's on the table. The Grizzlies and the Thunder. The Thunder today took a game in Oklahoma. But, Markeem, I'll start with you now. What are the Grizzlies' chances of pulling this one out?
Grizzlies in 6, man. Like, I really believe that.
6? Not even 7?
Yeah, 6. Well, 6. I can't, I don't see them winning a game in Memphis. Like, just because, you get every call at home. You know what I mean? And that crowd is nuts in OKC, and they just won't have that behind them. But Memphis pretty much controlled every aspect of this game today. You know what I mean? They what was it? Like, how many points do OKC usually average, Chase? Like,
they averaged 106 in the first round. Yeah. They scored 93 today.
Yeah, and they're like one of the best offensive teams all year. And then they look like an Eastern Conference team today. Like, shooting the ball. Kevin Durant, yeah, he finished with a bunch of points, but even he was, struggling at first. You know what I mean? I can't see this happening, especially with Scott Brooks as the coach, because he thought it was a good idea to just stick Kendrick Perkins on Marc Gasol, one of the most versatile offensive big men in all of the NBA. You got a dude that can barely move his feet, and you want him the whole game. That was stupid. Like that had me yelling at this. It was funny. My grandma, she walked by and the game was on, and she was like, "He too slow for him." And this is her. She's 60 plus. She's like, he's just too slow. I don't know, man. Scott Brooks is horrible. He's a nice guy. I mean, and all that good stuff, but he can't coach basketball. I'm sorry. And no Russell Westbrook. I just don't see it happening. I don't. Like, I say Memphis in 7, just out of respect, but I don't see how OKC gets past them. I just don't.
Another indictment is that in their first round series, Nick Collison and Serge Ibaka, their statistically best two-man defensive lineup pair, they played 4 minutes together in the first round and 0 today.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I don't buy the hype that Sam Presti's the best GM in the NBA. I think he had some things work out for him.
How much trading for Kendrick Perkins? Trading somebody that was clearly younger. I mean, yeah, he struggled, but he had time to improve.
I mean,
see what's happening now. You see what's happening now in Boston. Like, what? Oh, man.
But now, like, OKC's like, well, Perkins brings an attitude to our team that we didn't have before.
Well, I'm glad he's mean, but that don't make it
good. How much money?
Ben Wallace used to be mean, but he played defense, and he rebounded and got in people's face. You know, it's cool being mean if you can play. Like, if you can't play, who gives a fuck if you mean or not? Charles Oakley was mean, but he could play. Kendrick Perkins can do nothing right. Not one thing correctly at all.
Wow. He put his uniform on.
You said what?
He put his uniform on.
That's about it. He's terrible.
How much money did they just give Scott?
They gave him 4 years, $16 million.
Did you guys think this last year when everyone was all hype on the Thunder and said they would win it all?
There's audio. Me and Robin talked about it. I've always shit on Scott Brooks, and that crowd's growing bigger.
Do you think last year?
I've been champing that crown for a while.
Okay. I was gonna say last year. Do you think it would have been more of a competition had they had a better coach in there? Or you still think?
Yes, because most coaches, kid, I'm going to tell you something. Most coaches, they have this thing called a playbook, and in it there are plays, and he makes the players learn them, and then they do the plays, and you do these to create open shots, and I think one of those would be very useful in Oklahoma City.
Like, why do you think you watch them? A lot of times you just think Russell and Kevin Durant are just going out there and making shit happen because they have no choice.
That's what it is.
But no. Think about it this way, kid. They like y'all have Birdman, and Birdman has been so valuable for the Heat. I mean, this year, like, you know, bringing energy. You know what I mean, getting up and down the court. You know, crashing the boards, everything. OKC has a guy named Nick Collison, just like that, just chilling on the bench, just chilling. Like just watching Kendrick Perkins not do anything but yell about calls and not do nothing else. And they have this guy who's just like Birdman, just chilling. It's ridiculous.
I'd say Nick Collison is better because he's got an offensive game as well.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm just saying, though, like, in terms of attitude and the way the whole play style would change for them, they'd be faster. Everything would be better if he played more. If he fucking started, everything would be better. Scott Brooks. You know, whatever, man. Whatever.
Just a little off topic, but if you both, without thinking about it, who is the coach of the year, but who's currently the best coach in the NBA? Would you say Doc, Pop? What'd you say?
Greg Popovich.
Right now in the NBA, best coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Popovich. Popovich or Doc, one of those two.
It has been Popovich for years. It's been Popovich since '99. And I don't give a shit if Phil Jackson won 5 rings in between that period. Popovich still the better coach than him.
Well, didn't Popovich win 4 in that period?
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Okay, let's move on to... Chase, you never gave your prediction. Do you say Grizzlies in 6 or Grizzlies in 7?
It's the same thing, but I wouldn't be shocked if they win 4 in a row.
Wow. All right.
The only reason they lost today was because Mike Conley... Mark Gasol threw a bad pass. How often does that happen? And then...
Mike Conley had to
And then,
toward his body and his hand hit the out of bounds.
Even though after that, Oklahoma City got nothing out of that possession, Memphis gets the ball back. Quincy Pondexter gets fouled on a 3, and he missed 2 out of 3.
No, he missed 1.
He missed 1.
He did miss 2 out of 3.
Yeah, he missed 2 out of 3 because he hasn't played big minutes in the playoffs before, so he's nervous.
Okay.
That, again, shit had to happen. It wasn't like OKC.
Shit happened. I got it.
Like they were getting dominated till the 4th. Like, they were getting controlled, completely outplayed.
Next, we go to the Heat and the Bulls. Obviously, the most anticipated series of the bunch heading on here. I think Chase referred to them yesterday as the gum and taped up Bulls or something of that nature.
The gum and taped together Bulls.
Well, Chase, explain
the
to
MacGyver Bulls.
explain to everybody the injuries that this team is currently facing and whether or not they can win a game.
Derrick Rose.
Yes.
He's gone.
No chance of coming back.
Gone. He's always been gone. 0. Son. I got more opportunity of getting selected with the New Orleans Pelicans draft pick than Derrick Rose has a play in this series. Luol Deng contracted an illness. We don't know what it was. They tested for meningitis, and the way you test for meningitis is to take a spinal tap, and that's where you stick a needle into your spine, and you take some cerebral fluid. His spinal tap did not heal, which when your spinal fluid leaks, you get massive headaches. So he had to go to the hospital. They attempted a blood patch. He went back to the hospital this morning. Joakim Noah has plantar fasciitis. Can I say that shit? Plantar fasciitis. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Basically, the sole of his foot is torn.
Yeah.
Kurt Heinrich has a bone bruise. I can't remember what Taj Gibson has, but I think he's still playing.
So they have no shot to even win a game.
No.
But they beat the Nets with this team.
Shut up, kid. We had enough of these shows before we had a month break for some odd reason. To where I'm sure people could discern that I think the Nets are shitting Darren Williams is overrated punk. And
hey, come on. What's up with the punk, man? Why you just can't be an overrated player? Why you just gotta be all that?
Most people don't get 2 coaches fired in one season.
Hey, come on.
He's gonna get PJ fired too?
PJ already got fired. They announced it today.
Really?
PJ got fired.
I'm actually late. I actually did not know that.
I thought they weren't gonna keep him around anyway.
He said they had to make the conference finals.
Oh.
The Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, with that roster.
so that would imply they would have had to beat the Heat too now.
No.
That's not real.
No, the Eastern Conference Finals, not the finals.
I know that implies.
Yes, you're right. That does imply to beat the Heat.
What did Darren Williams say today? I'm trying to remember. Where's that quote? Where's that damn quote?
Was he the one that got him fired?
No, he got Avery fired.
I know he got Avery fired, but I didn't know about... I don't think he got PJ fired.
Yeah, damn it, I should have bookmarked this. But he basically said, when they asked him who should coach, and he said, a tough-minded drill sergeant that gets a lot out of his players. And you know what coach he perfectly described?
Jerry Sloan.
Jerry Sloan.
Oh, what?
Man, hey, come on, man. Don't do this, Chase. Not tonight.
Don't.
What are you doing that?
Why
you else got to do that to people I like, Chase? Why you got to do that?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just pointing that he got Utah's ownership to fire Jerry Sloan, and now he's slowly realizing I'm nothing without the guy.
Hey, come on, man. Go nothing. Go, let's move on. Chase getting me upset. Let's move on. Well, what were you saying? Let's talk about the series.
Well, to be fair, didn't Darren Williams, what was it? It wasn't last game, but it didn't one of those games in the series like he almost banged out a triple double and such. I mean, he's not Chase. I mean, he scored 24 points yesterday. He's effective. You can't say he's nothing. He's been effective.
Yeah, where's his team?
Come on, that's fucking unfair.
Oh my god! All right, let's move on.
Are you gonna say Harden's ineffective then? Like,
no, Harden has Carlos. If Carlos Delfino hadn't got hurt, they might have won that damn series.
Wow. Do you think a different coach could have done anything with this team?
No, that roster.
No, I do agree with that. No.
Like, so this isn't PJ's fault.
Yeah, it's going to take the roster to get themselves out of the shithole. And Darren Williams is the leader of the roster.
Can we move on?
I just don't know why you give Darren Williams. I mean, wasn't Joe Johnson the one who deserves more criticism?
Joe Johnson was playing.
I'll tell you, it still about 2-3 years ago when we could argue like who was better, him and Chris Paul. Now he has a definitive answer, so he just goes super hard on Darren. It's annoying.
But he was never any good.
God, okay.
Joe Johnson has the same injury as Joakim Noah, but it was way worse, so he shouldn't have been out there. But guys do stupid things in the playoffs.
And it was horrible. Like, he's terrible.
And you know, Darren Williams had the ball in his hands. He decided to not give Brook Lopez enough touches. That's another thing.
Well, I do agree with that.
But Markeem, Darren Williams is still a bad man, right?
Yes, he is, and I'm tired of Chase.
Yeah, he is a bad man. He gets coaches fired left and right.
Oh my God!
I mean, who wants to go coach that team when there's no job security?
Well, Jerry Sloan probably has job security.
No, I don't think he would either. This Russian guy's insane. Oh, we're talking about the fucking Nets. We'll leave this for later. I can't even remember. Oh, Heat and 4, no contest. Sorry, Bulls fans.
Markeem?
if they were a little healthier, I may give them a game because of that's just how they do. That's just how they play the Heat. But no shot. Like, they never had a shot against the Heat to win the series. It's just kill that. Even if Derrick Rose was playing, hell, even if Jordan was playing, no. But
even if Derrick Rose and Dame and Noah were all healthy, you wouldn't even give them a game.
I mean, I would give them 7 games if Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, and like Pippen were out there. But I still think they lose. But this is gonna be a wash. Like, I don't expect any. You know what I expect? I expect the Heat to toy with them for 3 quarters for 4 games and destroy them in the 4th.
That's what happened against Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It was almost like the series was a no contest, and they just treated it like a televised practice.
Like, yeah, they was trying shit that they usually didn't do.
Yep.
Hey, Chris, take a 3. Oh, cool, it went in.
Chris, in that second game, I think it was. They took like 3s.
They went in.
All right.
No contest. Why didn't we do that one first? We got distracted by the Nets, but whatever.
Next we'll go to an interesting series, if nothing else. Pacers and Knicks. Pacers stole a game today in Madison Square Garden.
They didn't steal a game.
God damn it.
That guy was control domination. We talking about stole a game.
Chase. That's the phrase. Chase. I'm not talking about the flow of the game, you asshole. You know I'm referring to the fact that they stole a game at home. All right. Now, Markeem, the Knicks are looking like they're in trouble. Do they have a right to be worried, or do you think at the end of the day they pull this one out?
The Pacers are a completely better team. At almost every position, they are a better team. Carmelo Anthony, for as great as he is, has been horrid these playoffs. Horrid. And he usually is horrid in the playoffs.
But some guy voted for him for MVP. Shouldn't.
Some guy who's hiding down. Everyone's trying to find out who he is. And then, I bet he filled that shit out and like went in some cave. Like, no one's ever gonna know. But yeah, like, they're just better, man. Tyson Chandler, whenever he does play, something's obviously nagging him. What's wrong with him, Chase?
You remember when Bane lifted Batman over his head and then did the whole knee thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He hadn't got that fixed.
So yeah, because he did miss a lot of time.
He has a disc protruding from his back.
So he shouldn't even be on the court.
Yes, but
Roy Hibbert, he looked like amazing today because no one was like really doing anything with him. Yeah, he like an all-around center. He like the guy he looked like in Georgetown.
He looked like he deserved his contract.
Yeah.
And he hadn't looked like that all year.
Well, to be fair though, he had a hurt wrist a lot of the year, Chad. He's been like,
I played defense in the post in high school, and I could have my arms straight up, and that had nothing to do with my wrists. But most of the time, most teams know to put Roy Hibbert in the pick and roll and not just drive straight into him. But the Knicks thought they could just drive straight into the tallest man in the
and everybody got involved today. I think they had like 6 players in double figures, something like that. DJ Augustine looked really good.
God, that one possession where he got the ball on the left wing, and Kenya Martin is like 10 feet away staring at him. And DJ just shoots. It's like that's the game.
I think the Pacers are just better. I think they're completely better. I think they'll win in like 6 games. To be fair, I give them 2 at the Garden. I guess 6 games.
Chase, what's your series prediction?
5 if they're lucky.
Wow, god damn, it's a little harsh.
I'm not harsh. I'm being real.
5 if they're lucky. You couldn't just say 5. Like, just say 5. No, 5.
I don't care that they were a 2 seed. They were hot at the start of the year, and then they hit a part of their schedule. They got to play a bunch of lottery teams, and they ended up winning 13 games in a row, which pushed them up over 50 wins when they were almost 500. Their record's not reflective of how that team plays and how they're coached. Like Mike Woodson
and how old they are.
Mike Woodson. Okay, not even mention that. Mike Woodson will have some kooky ass lineups out there. Like he had Chandler. He was actually playing Carmelo Anthony at the 3, which Carmelo Anthony's not a small forward anymore. He's clearly a power forward now because he's not quick enough to. Paul George destroyed him.
Yeah, killed him. All day.
During that period while they were covering each other is ridiculous.
Okay. So no hope for the Knicks in this one. You guys don't see a scenario where the Knicks somehow win in 7.
Roy Hibbert gets
Paul
Nancy Kerrigan.
If Paul says something would have to happen like that.
Let me ask you this though. You both also did predict, now granted this was like 2 months ago before the playoffs started, you also predicted Celtics in 7. What happened there?
What happened there was Avery Bradley had a shitty series.
And they looked like the Celtics before they had that big turnaround.
Yeah.
Alright. Fine, so the Knicks hate continues.
And also Kevin Garnett struggled until they started winning. So, for some reason, shots weren't falling. And then he turned back the clock somehow. I don't know what happened. And he looked like 2004 Garnett.
All right, fair enough. So, very quickly, because we never got to do our playoff predictions, this would just be like our introductory playoff predictions from what we have here. I presume you both have Heat Pacers, Heat Finals. I would logically assume.
Yeah.
And you both also have Spurs Grizzlies. So just not for too long if you want, but Spurs Grizzlies. Chase, what are your opinions on how that series could turn out?
I don't know.
Ask me later too.
Because I have no idea. Because Tim Duncan is incredible. But so's Marc Gasol.
I can't wait to see that.
But
I can't wait to see that shit.
It's hard.
Like that whole starting lineup matchups, just nuts, man.
Yeah, it's
Mike Conley versus Tony Parker. This would be nuts, man.
If it happens, and KD doesn't go supernova, just a supernova to a death, that will probably be the best series of the entire playoffs.
And do you guys, again, this is being very, very specific, just generally, do you think at the end of the day the Heat win it all?
Yeah, right now, if you ask me, yeah.
Jays?
I think Memphis. I think Memphis has a better shot than San Antonio, but still Miami.
Okay, fair enough.
I think no matter who comes out the West, it's gonna be a fight. I don't think they're just gonna. I think they're gonna run through the
It's
East.
not gonna be like Oklahoma City last year.
Yeah. It's not gonna be anything like that.
All right. Next, we'll get into the list of players that officially committed the other day to enter the NBA draft.
So when Nerlens Noel got hurt and tore his ACL, I tweeted out, this ain't going to affect his draft stock at all. He's going to go 1 to 3. And people told me I was nuts. And here we are.
Most boards have 1 or 2.
We're about 3 weeks from the lottery. And he's pretty much, not 3 weeks. We're 2 weeks from National Holiday Ping Pong Day. And he's the consistent number 1 since Marcus Dumb happened.
Explain Marcus Dumb.
Well, Oklahoma State played the Oregon men's basketball team, and apparently Oklahoma State thought it was 1-on-5 contest because Marcus Smart was the only guy actually playing, and they lost. So this put a lot of pondering into young Marcus. Some people got in his ear. Obviously, he doesn't hang around the same people as Ben McLemore. And he was convinced to stay in school.
Now, how much money did we project that he's probably going to lose off of this?
$7 million total.
And how does that work? So people don't get confused, you know?
All right, the number 1 draft pick will make about $5.5 million. 6 or 7 will make somewhere between 3 to 2.5. The deals are 4-year deals. You do the difference between that and you spread it out over 2 or 3, 4 years, and actually, I don't know. It's an estimate. He lost himself millions of dollars, and he made Trey Burke, Shane Larkin, Michael Carter-Williams millions more.
Part of me, I don't think so. I think Shane was leaving no matter what. But part of me likes to believe that if Marcus had left, that there would be slightly more chance for Shane Larkin.
That was the word.
Yeah.
He didn't make his decision until Marcus Smart made his.
Yep.
That's not like a made up. That was an actual report.
No, it's very true. It's very true.
And I like to add, although I agree with Chase, I mean, I've made no bones about it. I'm a fan of college hoops, and I do like watching him play college basketball as a fan. But I do think, like, to be honest with you, anybody that told him it was a good idea to come back, I mean, to me, unless basketball is just a hobby for him, I don't see why he would do that.
You know, there's a organization that pays people to play basketball if he's that interested in it. They don't require slave labor.
So maybe he wanted to go to school, Chase. Maybe he wanted a degree. Maybe he's just not that passionate. Maybe it's just something he's just talented at. And he just likes playing it.
Yeah, Marcus Smart's gonna stay 4 years.
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, maybe that,
Well,
maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not like Ben McLemore or guys like Thomas Robinson and shit where they had to leave because, like,
I don't know why Ben McLemore had to leave considering what's going on around him.
Well, I mean, but you know his upbringing, right? You know the dude came from bad neighborhood.
Yeah, he draked. Came from the bottom. Now
Shut up. Shut up. I mean, but like, from a life standpoint, I do not understand why he came back. I agree with Chase, but from a fan standpoint, I want to see him play in the Big 12. It's going to be interesting next year. It is.
If Oak State does collapse again in the first round or two, then
not happening.
You think there's no chance?
Not 0. I think fool him once, shame on you. I don't think Mark is going to get fooled again.
So you think that no matter what happens, he's gone.
And there's no possible way that a team can play as bad as the rest of that team did again. It's impossible.
Okay. So here are the top 15 players that currently tons of.
This is according to Jeff Goodman, CBS Sports. I don't necessarily agree with his shit, but he's got all the guys conveniently listed.
But he ain't gonna win no title. Let's just put it like that. Like that's not happening. But
so basically, we have from 1 to 15: Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Anthony Bennett, Trey. No.
Dang on that.
You don't think Nerlens Noel's going 1?
No, I don't think Anthony Bennett and Trey Burke are.
All right. Well, here I'm just listing. Okay, I'm not listing the projected. I'm just listing the 15 guys I see here. We'll talk about the draft order.
This is like how he has the guys ranked or how he thinks they're gonna be drafted.
Yeah, I know this guy's not very smart. Okay, continue.
He has. Okay, to be fair, this is not a mock draft. This is, in his opinion, the top 15 prospects. He doesn't necessarily think McLemore goes 2 or Bennett goes 3. He just thinks McLemore's the second best prospect. Anthony Bennett's the second best prospect.
He's got Alex Lynn above Cody Zeller. I rest my case.
Alex Lynn is pretty high, but let me just say this: Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Anthony Bennett, Trey Burke, Alex Lynn, Michael Carter Williams.
I told you there. Alex Lynn just had to have surgery. He's going to miss the entire draft process. So this might sink him down to Oklahoma City Thunder level. And they might have hope to get an actual center.
Michael Carter Williams, Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Victor Oladipo, Shabazz Muhammad, Rudy Gobert, Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee, Shane Larkin, CJ McCollum, and Archie Goodwin. And there's other guys out there. But basically, these are a lot of the main, aside from Marcus Dunn, a lot of the main people that were projected to go.
All of them.
Going. Yes.
All of them. Even Kelly Olynyk, the guy who I didn't think would leave, left.
Yeah.
Yes, Kelly Olynyk's in the draft. You said his name.
He is. There's tons of all the main prospects ended up leaving, basically.
Except for Dumb, yes.
Except for Dumb. Lottery teams in this position. I mean, right now, what I have written down from the worst records in order, and I know obviously Chase knows very well that doesn't guarantee the draft order, but
it's Orlando,
Charlotte, Orlando, the Bobcats, the Cavs, the Suns, the Hornets, the Kings, the Wizards, the Pistons, the Pelicans.
Thank you,
Dick. All right, so if we're just
they don't exist anymore.
If we're just going by this order. Now that Marcus Dunn is gone, Orlando Magic #1 overall. What do? Pick someone or trade?
It's already out there. They're going to trade the pick to whoever wants Nerlens Noel, but they will only trade the pick if they are guaranteed that the pick they're swapping with, Ben McLemore, will be available.
So
that's their guy now. Their guy was Marcus Smart. Now it's Ben McLemore.
So why don't they just get McLemore with #1? I mean.
That's what they'll probably do if they can't work out a trade. But the thing is that they want an asset for that #1 pick. You don't just swap picks. This ain't the fucking NFL. NBA teams actually know to get something out of it. If they can't find an agreeable asset and also get Ben McLemore out of it, they aren't going to trade it. They'll probably just take Ben McLemore #1 overall.
How do you think Ben McLemore helps them?
I'm not freaking Rob Hennigan. That's just what they want to do.
I just thought you would contribute some insight to how you think you would perform on this team and work with their players, but thanks for that.
I do not know because they are a team that is in a cellar-dwelling position. Those teams often be in flux. Like for the last 3 seasons, I have seen the New Orleans team have 9 player turnovers every year.
Yeesh.
I can't answer that question right now.
All right. Then the Bobcats, if they are at #2, presuming, I mean, I don't know if Ben McLemore's their guy, would they just grab Nerlens?
They would just grab Nerlens.
Okay. And then you have the Cavs. Who are they most likely to grab out of this illustrious list?
Sad face Otto Porter.
Damn. So you think Otto Porter goes top 3?
It depends on how the lottery works.
Again, we can't really talk about this till 2 weeks.
You can make accurate predictions.
No, you can't. Nobody thought that the Hornets would get the #1 draft pick last year.
I did, son. I did. That's why I paid that. No, I didn't say nothing.
You didn't say anything. You just tweeted it 70-something times until Magic appeared.
Magic.
But, okay, Chase, for your team, who do you want? Since you're a lottery team, you want...
What's wrong with Phoenix? We can't talk about the Phoenix Bums?
Right. Sorry, I forgot. They were 4. Fine, the Phoenix Bums.
Oh, see, they were smart. They signed Michael Beasley and let him take a bunch of shots. And if you want to get a good draft pick...
That's how you take.
That's how you do it. I'd think they'd go. Again, they don't have a coach. They don't have a GM.
They just go best available.
I don't know. They probably go best available, and I don't know how their evaluation process will work because they're gonna have this is kind of crazy because a new GM's gonna bring in a new evaluation staff. And they're having to do this 2 weeks before, a week and a half before the draft. Like, the draft combine is 9 days away. They don't even have a scouting staff in place right now. Like, this team is in a horrible... Like, they're worse off than the Bobcats right now.
Wow. Better than...
The Bobcats have a staff, and they got a computer system that tracks all these guys. It's actually pretty revolutionary. But they have nothing right now. Like, they don't know what their direction is. And I don't know. But, Anthony Bennett, what the hell?
And then your Pelicans. If Otto is there, I presume. If Otto is there, are you confident that Monty Williams just grabs him?
Monty Williams ain't making the pick. Dell Demps is making the pick.
Do you think Dell Demps would just grab him?
Dell Demps spent a lot of his time in Europe, but he did see one team 3 times in person. Only this team. And that was the Indiana Hoosiers. And the guy he has a raging heart on for is Victor Oladipo. They will take him every single day.
Hold on. Why the hell does Jeff Goodman have Cody Zeller ahead of Oladipo?
I don't know. Why does he have Alex Len ahead of Cody Zeller?
Why does he have Michael Carter-Williams ahead of Otto Porter?
Does he have C.J. McCollum below Shane Larkin?
Hey,
I know how good that dude C.J. McCollum is. So
Shane Larkin anything like that, man.
So how do you think you can predict Oladipo to Pelicans because it's your goddamn team. You know, you can have an opinion on how he would perform. How would he do on NBA Impact?
He's an incredible defender.
And he'll come in and be like at least top 7 or 8 in the league already, perimeter defender. Right?
He's incredible. Our defense on the perimeter is terrible because Eric Gordon wasn't healthy all year, and we had Gravis Vasquez. But again, since that's their plan to take him, and he's a 2 guard, kind of curious, huh? Where is he going to play? Yeah, I don't know. Again, our roster's completely in flux too. We got a ton of cap space.
Okay. Then we move to what is now confirmed. We should actually talk about this for a little bit. The actual Sacramento Kings. What happened there?
Well, they haven't had an official vote. It's just the recommendation of the relocation committee is that the Sacramento Kings not be allowed to move the franchise. The financial committee has not yet made a recommendation.
Why are we talking about the Kings?
The board of governors has not voted. Don't vote until the 15th.
Why are we talking about the Kings?
Are you sad? Your team might stay.
That's not my team anymore.
Yeah, he's done.
So you being done with them had nothing to do with the relocation?
It had everything to do with the relocation. But I'm tired, man. I can't do it anymore. I just can't do this anymore. Finished.
So you don't have? Have you picked another team, or are you just going to be an NBA fan?
No, right. I think for the rest of my life, I'm just going to root for players I like when it comes to the NBA. Really believe that.
How about Anthony Davis and possibly Victor Oladipo?
I mean, yeah, I hope he does well. I hope they both do well.
I mean, imagine
Manage them in
if
college, man.
just imagine if you had them two defensive monsters on the same team, and then you put the best defensive point guard at the head of that. Man, what would happen? Wow.
No more NBA. So you'll have a team in every sport except the NBA.
Yep. Now I'm just a free agent. I mean, it's not like I'm a root against the Kings. I hope they do well, but no longer will I watch their regular season games, which means I won't watch their games at all because they ain't making the playoffs no time soon. I won't do it. I don't want to see, even though he probably won't be there, DeMarcus Cousins do dumb shit anymore. I don't want to do that. I'm done. Finished.
Didn't you enjoy that time where they totally forgot Ryan Anderson was an NBA player and he had like 7 threes on him? Wasn't that fun?
No, I tapped. I couldn't game.
Like, hold on. I got it. I can't do it. I gotta do it. I gotta have a YouTube break. I know some people don't like this, but you need to see this because it's too funny. They're in a very similar situation to Phoenix, whereas considering the situation that's going on here, there's a possibility of 2 completely different front office staffs being in place there, and the one that's currently there being gone and by the 21st. Again, like, yeah.
All right. Then while we're waiting for that video, which will be posted in the description box, just like the last YouTube tape we did, that description box was awesome with the Chris Paul flop, the Michael Beasley airball, the Jason Terry Jim Ross call, all good stuff. Oladipo, hello, you folks still there?
Yeah.
My audio just like completely cut off. Oladipo and Mason Plumlee are the only 2 non-sophomore, non-freshmen in the top 15. Well, and CJ McCollum, I guess I'll say. Because I don't know. Was Oladipo a high-round NBA prospect last year and just chose to stay? Or was this just a turnaround?
No, he completely turned his game around. Okay. Completely. Like, he's a way better player now.
What about,
he was a utility player before this year.
What about Mason?
Mason, same deal. Mason was terrible. I think he still is terrible, but Mason was completely awful. Complete shit.
All right, well, Markeem, as the college guy, just so we get some names that we haven't heard from yet, Anthony Bennett, who we had going to the Suns, Otto Porter, Nerlens Noel, Macklemore, any of these guys, out of your curiosity, you think any of them will flop, or you think most likely they all have a really good chance to be something?
All right, give me the names again.
Nerlens.
Who you talking?
Nerlens.
Okay, I think Nerlens has no offensive game at all. He's a good shot blocker, but as Chase will tell you, and I totally agree, and excuse that, that's the public broadcasting system if y'all get it. But like Chase will tell you, he has Serge Ibaka syndrome to where he reacts too much when people pump fake him. Like, he gets fooled way too much in the post. His pick and roll D leaves a lot to be desired at times. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot to work on, but he could be a really good player.
Macklemore.
Macklemore is a tremendous scorer, a solid defender. I think he'll be solid too. You know what I mean? I don't want to say shooter. I'd say more so. He's more so, a tremendous shooter, I would say, not necessarily a tremendous scorer.
Okay. Bennett?
Bennett, I'll be honest with you, I only seen him play twice, and both times he was pretty damn good. So, I can't really speak much, to be honest with you. Only seen him play twice.
Otto Porter.
Otto Porter is amazing on defense. He's a mini LeBron James minus the offensive repertoire. But he's good at everything. He has a solid skill set, but no real glaring, great talent. Chase will tell you because he watched Otto Porter like Otto Porter was in an NBA uniform last year. So,
and
I can't find the damn video.
And we already Chase already talked about Oladipo, but anything else you want to contribute on that front?
No, his work ethic is off the charts. Like I told you, he was a utility player. Like his entire time in Indiana except last year, and he became the best player on the team.
Yeah. Now we'll move on to the Sacramento Kings, who would probably be picking. Of what's left on the board, Chase, what's most likely? Michael Carter-Williams, Cody Zeller, Shabazz. What do we got here?
I have no. You are asking this way too early.
Just fucking give me, goddamn.
I don't know, because I don't know. Jeff Petrie ain't gonna be there. I know that it won't be Jeff Petrie, but I have no idea who the hell the guy making that decision will be.
All right.
None.
I'll bypass this decision. Markeem, Trey Burke, Michael Carter-Williams, Cody Zeller. Just those three. How will each do?
Cody Zeller is an amazing post offensive player. Like he has actual post moves, which no one in the NBA really has anymore. A few people do, but it's a lost art. I mean, it's like kind of rare. So I think he'll do well. He'll do well for himself. Michael Carter-Williams has no shot at all. Like he has no jumper, no ability to score at all. But he's a great passer and he plays defense. I mean, but he's like a poor man's Rondo, except he doesn't dribble as much.
Trey Burke?
Who else you asked me about? Trey Burke. Trey Burke's great. I wonder, he's kind of small. He might be like a JJ Barea type guy.
I think he's too laterally slow to be an effective defender in the NBA. And this is the same problem Damian Lillard has. And he says he's going to work with Gary Payton this summer on his defense too. But you can't change something that naturally is wrong with you. And glory hallelujah, I found the video. Again,
Glory Holiday. Did you say Glory Holiday?
Yeah, because this is the awesome mess that the Kings defense was this year. This is after Ryan Anderson had 6 threes.
Don't leave Ryan Anderson.
But like I just couldn't. Wow. I couldn't do it with his team. Man.
Did you hear the commentary? Well,
my computer decided to crap right now. Good.
Like Ryan Anderson doesn't even have the ball. The possession starting, and they're screaming, "Don't leave him!" And then they did. Oh! Thank you, Orlando. Thank you, Orlando.
You want to keep that guy, huh?
Thank you, Orlando. Is it pretty obvious after how many people were banging on our door for him, and we're like, sorry, you guys didn't get him on the stupidly cheap contract we did.
He'd always play. He just finally got playing time.
That happened last year, but now he gets to play with Anthony Davis, and it's so great to watch them play off each other.
All right, now we'll talk about my boys who are entering the draft this year. Markeem, before Chase butts in with his incredibly disrespectful comments, what are Shane Larkin's NBA prospects?
I like Shane Larkin's heart. I like his intensity. I like the way he plays the game. He just ain't NFL player. I mean NBA player.
He definitely ain't an NFL player.
he just ain't an NBA talent, man. It's not like he's super athletic. You know what I mean? He's not that great of a passer. You know what I mean? He's a college star. You know, sorry, kid. It is what it is.
That's a travesty. C.J. McCollum is ranked below him because he's actually going to have a career.
So like his mechanic.
He's Damian Lillard with better passing and defense, and I hate him. And I hate him completely.
But like Shane, like anything about his game just strikes you as not working at the NBA level. No.
He's too short. He's too
short, and he's not. And for him being as short as he is, he's not as talented as he need to be.
He's only 5'11". Yes. I know. So, do you think it was a mistake for him to leave UM? Because
because he's gonna get drafted in the lottery now. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid.
I'm saddened. What about my other boy projected to go in the second round, Kenny Kaji? I know he's 24, but
I thought Durant Scott was the guy that's actually projected to go.
Kenny Kaji's projected, according to Goodman's list. Well, I've seen Kenny Kaji on mock drafts, but Kaji's projected to go 57, and Durant Scott is 73.
I think Durant Scott plays tremendous D. I just think he just doesn't understand offense at all. That much was obvious, kid. You saw them play.
Yes.
Dirty.
I don't know if he'd get away with like riding defenders like he did in college. Like, I don't think he'd be able to do that in the NBA. Guys are too powerful.
I don't think any of these guys are worth talking about.
No. You were just completely ignored from this portion. But Marquis, nothing on Kenny Kaji either.
He has a nice shot.
Huh?
He has a nice jumper. That's kind of where it stops.
Does he have a better chance than the other two guys?
No.
Scott has the.
Yeah, I would say Scott.
All right, we're gonna put this heavily in quotes best, but Scott out of the rest of the trash.
Wow. Well, Marquis, what about your boys who are also projected to go out of the second round? Seth Curry, Ryan Kelly.
I don't give a fuck about Ryan Kelly. Well, not Ryan Kelly. I was going to say Mason Plumlee. I mean, I hope they both do well, but I just don't see it.
What about Mason Plumlee? You don't give a fuck?
I don't care. He's fucking terrible.
He just butthurt because after the All-Star break, when Austin Rivers got to play point guard, he was playing defense. He had an assisted turnover ratio of 3.5 to 1.
But when he was with us, he was off. So I don't care. Like he was Gilbert Arenas when he was with us. Great for a game, terrible for a game. Great, got tired of him.
Oh, you've never seen an Austin Rivers assist?
What you say?
You've never seen an Austin Rivers assist?
Not when he was at Duke.
I've seen a bunch of them. Most times it's Ryan Anderson.
Fuck that Duke, man. Well, you know what though? I hope the boy does well. That other guy though, that Kyrie Irving guy, I hope he tears his ACL tomorrow. Dude.
There's ACL during the Uncle Drew commercial.
That's right. That's a pocket pass and then go straight to the ground.
There's another Miami dude on his list, but he's like 97, and I don't even want to. I'm not a big fan of him myself. So
I mean, I'm sure they'll be on the All-Euro team, kid.
Yeah. Dick. Reggie Johnson is what I was talking about.
No shot.
I agree completely. So I wouldn't even want to put that up.
Even though I do think y'all were unfair to that dude all year, but
when he came back from injury, whatever. Fine.
Dude still play good defense, but that just went totally unnoticed.
Also,
he never was that great on offense. He caught Mason Plumlee alone, so he had that big game, and then people thought he was like a great offensive player.
All right, he has problems scoring. I know. I'm very aware.
You remember that game 2 years ago?
Yes, I do. That he scored like fucking 27 in that game.
Yeah, and had like 12 boards because he was playing against Mason Plumlee, man on man, body on body. Anybody could kill Mason. Alex Lynn destroyed him every time they faced each other. Just destroyed him. Like, it was like child's play. It just made it like that. At that moment right there, I was like, I hope Mason Plumlee does nothing for the rest of his life. Nothing.
All right, next we'll move away from Chase burying my favorite college players, and we'll move on to the awards that have been given out so far. Obviously, the big news is that LeBron James got a nearly unanimous vote.
120 first place votes out of 121.
There was one.
And I would have been fine if that one guy voted for like Durant or Paul or even Duncan or somebody, Melo, somebody that had a great. Like, don't get me wrong, he had a great 3 weeks. I mean, he had a great 3 weeks, and that doesn't make you the MVP, dude. Come on, seriously. I would love to just hear that guy's defense of just that bullshit. Seriously.
Last time this happened was in 2000, 2001, when Shaq was in the same situation, 120 out of 121, but someone else voted for Allen Iverson. But in this case, was Allen Iverson back then the second best option behind Shaq?
Probably. His teams were horrible, and he kept them relevant. Probably.
But this time around, they didn't even give it to the second best option. They gave it to Melo. Apparently, it's a member within Miami media, and I don't think he'll ever see. I don't think we're ever going to hear who it is.
That dude would get lynched.
Yeah. I think he's just going to live in his quiet quiet obscurity nature for the longest time.
I mean, kid, you're from Miami, right? Like,
Yeah.
Who wrote it? Who? This might sound racist, but who's the sports editors for the Jewish section of the town?
Oh my god! It's like I told Chase. It's like I told Chase.
Out there,
it's not a secret. That's where New Yorkers go to retire.
It's like I told Chase. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of media outlets that very, very, very much put Melo in a ridiculously high light. There was someone who went before Le Batard on the radio station. I can't remember what his name was, but he did say his MVP. He said that if LeBron wasn't having an amazing year, Melo would be the MVP by far. And but the thing is,
he already put that precursor on him. Why the hell would he vote for?
Yeah, my point is that there's so much praise for LeBron that even though the people that praise Melo more than others, it's hard to imagine any of those guys that I know putting Melo over LeBron.
TJP would.
Oh my God! Actually, yes, he would. That guy. Well, TJP said LeBron only gets his MVPs because he's on such an amazing team. The MVP.
Tell that to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson got an award on one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life. LeBron got 2 of them on a pretty bad team.
But nah, man, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh inflate all his points.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read the top 10. Obviously, 120 voters. LeBron James received 100. And LeBron James got 1 second place vote. So at least the dude that voted for Melo.
No. She's still an ass clown. No.
Oh. And there's rookie year result. All right, it was LeBron, KD. Again, Carmelo only received 16 second place votes.
What does that tell you?
Then it was Carmelo Anthony. He had the second. Then Chris Paul. Then Achilles. Then Tony Parker.
Then, call him Achilles? God damn it.
James Harden. Then Russell Westbrook. And then rounding out the top 10, Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade got 1 third place vote.
Oh, darn it.
What?
What's happening? It says, hold on, there's problems to call. Oh, Markeem dropped.
Oh, that's typical.
I'll keep jabbling as I'm posting these top 10s.
Gasol named Defensive Player of the Year. Hold on, oh no, that was you. Gasol.
Look at there. It already says Ryan Anderson Pelicans on this 6-man list.
Oh, wow. They have Marc Gasol, LeBron James, Serge Ibaka, Joakim Noah, Tony Allen, Tim Duncan, Larry Sanders, Paul George, Andre Iguodala at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Somebody gave John Jenkins the 3rd place vote for Rookie of the Year. 4 people voted for Chris Copeland.
What about that dude that voted for Luke Babbitt for
6-man?
For 6-man of the year, yeah.
Didn't he get a 1st place vote?
No, he got a 3rd place vote. The guy that got a 1st place vote was Jordan Crawford.
Like, most people are like, was that a mistake trying to vote for Jamal
Crawford? Jordan Crawford. He has 1 vote, 1 1st place vote, and no other votes. That's just great. So, yeah, that's all these races that we're talking. I forget where we left off, but that was the MVP race. That was the MVP race. We're never gonna find out who the guy is, honestly. So there's just no point in even. LeBron James is the best player in the NBA, and everybody knows that. Next, we'll move on to Defensive Player of the Year, Marc Gasol.
I was a little shocked by this one.
Well, you see, Markeem, there's this stat called defensive efficiency. You heard of this?
Yeah, I know the stat.
It's where you tally up all the things and per 100 possessions. And then when you look at the top defenses, the player that had the biggest effect on their team's defense, Marc Gasol.
I mean, I thought it would be I thought it'd be LeBron, man. To be honest with you.
Well, he was second in the votes.
Oh.
It was close though. Gasol had 30 first place votes, and LeBron had 18.
This shit's completely spread out. Like, I'm going to say this right now. I see Chris Paul on this list. Whoever voted for Chris Paul as defense. Oh my God. Trevor Ariza got a second place vote. Like, look at it. Okay, Mike Conley should be way higher. He's actually a great defender. I don't see Kyle Lowry at all. I don't see Eric Bledsoe at all. Avery Brad, like,
Iguodala's on that list, right?
Iguodala should have been number 2. Serge Ibaka's way too damn high.
But Tony Allen, he on there?
Yeah, he was 5th. The morons love them some Tony Allen.
Joakim Noah was 4th.
All right, let's just go through. Marc Gasol, he received 30 first place votes. Number 1. LeBron James received 18. Number 2, Serge Ibaka at 3rd with 14.
That's ridiculous.
All that motherfucker can do is block shots. He does not play defense. The only time he's a good defender is when Nick Collison is the primary post defender and Serge can weak side rotate block. But that doesn't happen very often
because Scott Brooks won't do it.
Joakim Noah, well-deserved votes. Tony Allen, same shit. Tim Duncan, incredible. His season,
I don't mind that.
His season was incredible. Larry Sanders, awesome. Paul George, he improved a lot. But Iguodala's way too damn low.
I don't know if I put Paul George ahead of Andre Iguodala. That's crazy.
Roy Hibbert, that guy's... Chris Paul is not a good defender. He gets steals. I would know this. So
Chris Paul's defense is running with somebody going for the steal and just falling if he can't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. This vote's weird. Trevor Ariza has a fucking vote. That's the only egregious thing I see on this list besides Chris Paul, but most people think Chris Paul's a good defender because he racks up steals. But, okay. All the rest of them dudes are all on this list are good defenders.
Nah, man. Before he was hurt, man, Kobe Bryant should be on that list, man.
Shut up.
I need to show the box score of the time they played the Washington Wizards and they missed 2 of their starters, and Trevor Ariza ended up hitting 6 threes. Do you know who's covering Trevor Ariza that game?
Whoa. Time out. Trevor Ariza hit 6 threes in a game.
Do you know who's covering him? You know who's covering him? Or I should say not covering him. Yeah, he was quote-unquote playing, D'ing him up, Kobe style. Which is to lunge at the ball, hang around the half-court line, and then say shit if the guy makes the shot. That's the Kobe Bryant defense. It worked out this year.
I remember Chase sent me that link. I remember this very well, the box score. And I was with my friend who's a huge Kobe fan in the car. And he's just like, well, and I show him the thing, and he's like, wait, why is this a big deal? And I just remember going, yeah, Kobe Bryant allowed this guy to hit 6 threes. And my friend was just like, what? That's ridiculous.
This shitty player. Trevor Ariza was never good. He's got an insanely hot one playoff series and got a contract for it.
So, yeah, the defensive voting was a little strange, but, yeah.
Well, the ordering. All the dudes on this list, I don't have a problem with besides Trevor Ariza.
Didn't Andre Iguodala last year, wasn't he number 1 in defensive efficiency over LeBron?
He was this season, too. That's individual, not team.
Who was highest in team last year? Was it Tyson Chandler?
No.
Well, he won it.
But
so.
the thing is that defense was trash, and then it went to 5th, and this year it's 18th. The Knicks had a better defense under Mike D'Antoni than they do under
Mike
That's awesome.
Oh, it's weird.
Next we go to Rookie of the Year.
Should I refrain myself because I'm so damn biased? I guess I will. All right, Markeem, you can.
I mean, but you have a legit gripe though.
Click on that list and just look at the voting.
I can't do it now. I'm scared to fuck with my computer.
I'll do it. First place, Damian Lillard with 121 unanimous votes.
It's updating. That's what I got. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That dude, he played fucking 41 minutes a game. What do you expect?
More minutes than any other person breathing air and an NBA player.
More minutes than any other NBA player all season.
It's not like he was lighting them up. What did he shoot this year? Like 43%? Something like that?
I'll look that up, actually. But yeah. Yeah, and then second place was Anthony Davis, who had 96 second-place votes. Bradley Beal, third with 52. Andre Drummond, fourth.
No, he had 52 third-place votes.
52 third-place votes for Bradley Beal.
14 second-place votes.
Then Andre Drummond with fifth second place and 21 third place. Then Dion Waiters, two second place, 15 third place. Then
Dion Waiters.
Dion Waiters. Well, I know his name is Dion Jordan for the Dolphins player, but I have a hard time pronouncing these names. Then we go to Harrison Barnes, Chris Copeland, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Jonas Valanciunas.
That's that New York media shit right there. Chris Copeland being on this damn list. That dude barely played.
And he got more votes than the number 2 overall pick of the draft.
I think all those guys except Copeland are at least good players. I think 3 of those guys will be phenomenal players by the time it's all said and done.
Who's the third?
But
I know
Michael Gilchrist.
Oh, okay.
But I believe that that shit that's bullshit. Just because he played more than anyone else is why he won that award. Between Beal and Davis, flip a coin in my opinion. I feel like they both pretty much were the same. So yeah, I'm fine with them two being like so close to each other like that, but one of those should have been a rookie of the year, pretty much.
Okay.
And in hindsight, it's gonna look really stupid when people look back. Like, I wonder who won Rookie of the Year when Brad Beal and Anthony Davis were rookies, and then they see fucking Damian Lillard. Like, Damian Lillard
with a unanimous.
With a unanimous what?
Yeah, but that's how media used to work. That's how LeBron won his Rookie of the Year, because even though Melo had a better season, the reporters at that time said, well, when people look back at this, I don't want to be called a fool.
Well, it's going to happen now.
But you see, everything's about the here and now.
Update, Damian Lillard shot 42.9%. So
it's right around 43.
Wow.
I knew something like that.
Markeem's spot on with his stats there. 43% from the field, 37% from the three, and 80. Is that true? 84% from the free throw.
Yeah, the dude can shoot. Yeah. That was nothing. The guy can score. He just can't play defense or set people up.
And his release is like quick as hell. Like, the dude he shoot, man. We know that.
The thing. I think he needs to be a 2 guard. That's the main thing I'll say.
As long as he's in Portland, he would do the same type of thing he's been doing. And like you won't see any improvement. You won't see him get any worse, but you won't see any improvement either.
Okay, so not a fan of the Damian Lillard pick, especially the unanimous aspect of it, I guess.
That's bullshit. Complete bullshit.
Then we get to the most improved award. We have...
Man, this list is... Kevin Durant got a vote.
What?
Seriously?
What?
Carmelo Anthony has a first place vote. Look at this shit.
Kevin Durant got 4 votes. No, 1 second place and 1 third place.
Yeah. For what? He's Kevin Durant.
Ryan Anthony got a first place vote, and he won it this year. He won it last year. Oh.
All right, so Chase, talk about this top of this list here that we have.
All right, now, stats-wise, it should have been fucking Drew Holiday. But Paul George was the third option on the Indiana team last year. With Danny Granger going down, Frank Vogel asked him to be the number 1 option. Some people crumble when they're presented with the situation but Paul George flourished.
And that's a bad dude, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like one of his biggest critics last year. I was like, this dude is terrible. I mean, and now I feel stupid.
But yeah, that's extremely hard.
Number 2 on the list.
Nah, it was epic. No, this shit was epic.
Well, if you don't watch a single game of New Orleans basketball, you just click stats on your ESPN.com or your NBA.com.
Wherever you go for that.
Sort by assists. You'll notice that Gravis Vasquez is in the top 5 in assists per game, and he led the NBA in total assists. So, and he was nowhere near the top 10 last year. So clearly that's an improvement.
But if you actually watch Hornets games,
he shouldn't be a starting point guard in the league.
Damn, son. So you think that he can contribute, but just not as a starter?
Oh, he'd be an awesome bench guy. There's a 6'6" point guard that can post up, creates a hell of matchup problems, and you're not dependent on him to be out there on defense in crunch time.
Okay.
We were looking for a good draft pick, so we were.
Yeah, you got your wish. Well, then Marcus Dom.
I don't know yet. All right? You just on this.
Just keep tweeting. I don't know. Whenever you hashtag something to. It seems to work. You seem to have some trick, whether it be paying the guy.
It's too late. I just gotta hope. But again, we get number 1. We're trading it.
All right. So then we got Larry Sanders, Nikola
That dude's
Vucevic,
awesome.
and Drew
I got no problem with that.
That dude became a great defender. Nikola Vucevic became a double-double machine. He averaged 20-20 on the Heat.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Drew Holiday should have won this goddamn award. We're done.
Drew Holiday should have won the award.
I'm fine. Like I see Chase's point, but I'm fine with Paul George. Too.
I'm fine with that, but Drew Holiday should have won. And I don't. This list is too damn long to talk about.
Yeah, I got you. But James Harden got 8 first-place votes.
Oh my God, right?
Most improved player. He's the same dude. He just plays more.
Yeah. Look at third from the bottom, and then laugh your head off.
Why do you think he got paid? Like, why do you think he got paid so much? He's the same guy. Same guy.
Third from the bottom is Robin Lopez. Well, Brooke Lopez is actually fourth from the bottom, and he's won third place.
They both got 1 third place vote, so they're identical in every way.
Of course.
Whatever.
All right, we're done with that. All
right, we're done with this award. Next, we move on to the Sixth Man of the Year award. This one was also pretty. Well, yeah, I guess it was very one-sided.
Only one smart voter.
Who won that? J.R. Smith?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Here, Chase, round it up. The top guys.
J.R. Smith received 72 first-place votes. Jamal Crawford, 31.
70, so he won in a landslide.
Yeah, I know. All he did was score. All right. Jared Jack, third place with 14. Kevin Martin with 2. And Ryan Anderson was 5th with 1.
It's ridiculous. Ryan Anderson, Kevin Martin, those are the top 2 in my opinion.
You didn't like Jared Jack?
I mean 3, but you know.
I mean, he had to run the damn offense for Golden State in the 4th quarter. It still does.
It's not always a good thing, Chase.
Then we got, I want to continue this for a little bit. We have Andre Miller, who had 7 third-place votes. Then we got Jordan Crawford in 7th place. He had 1 first-place vote.
That was it.
Yeah, everyone thought it was a mistake intended for Jamal Crawford.
Oh, man.
And Chase, another one of your boys, Carl Landry, is also on here with 1 second and 1 third place.
Okay.
No, you just don't. He deserved it. Didn't deserve it.
Jared Jack was on his team, and Jared Jack is way higher on this list.
Luke Babbitt chimed in with 1 third place vote.
That dude barely. If you watch Portland at all, and you look at any guy's minutes count that was a starter, you realize that Terry Stotts did not use this thing called a bench.
No, we just talked about Damian Lillard playing the most minutes in the NBA.
So anybody from Portland getting a vote of any kind for Sixth Man of the Year is ludicrous. Also, Shane Battier started most of the year. What the hell is that vote for?
Yeah, I saw that. 2 third-place votes.
2?
Yeah.
I bet one of those guys voted for Melo.
That's the guy. That's the guy that voted.
That guy voted for Jordan Crawford. That makes more sense. I don't know.
Okay. Then we have Coach of the Year, which isn't announced yet.
It's not announced yet.
I know.
It hasn't been leaked yet either.
But the widely assumed vote was George Karl. Do you think it's going to stay that way?
I don't see why not.
I've seen Karl. I've seen Spo. I've seen... Who's another one that came up? Popovich had a few votes.
As long as Mike Woodson don't win, I'm cool. I'm cool. Anybody else but that dude, I'm cool.
But he's got great facial expressions, Marquis.
And I don't care, man. He's a damn fool.
Okay, so that concludes the awards, and that leads me to the last thing I want to talk about.
That dude's like John Thompson, Jim Boeheim with the zone, but his zone is J.R. Smith.
I was going to actually just about to bring this up. I have a list down, not of every team, but of the coaches of teams that were in the playoffs and what their job security is over the summer and next year.
Some of them have already been fired. So.
I know. I comprised this list a few days ago. PJ was on here, and I had to take him off. But after his performance, what is the status of Vinny Del Negro?
I'll be shocked.
They're going to be grasping for straws, trying to convince Chris Paul to stay. So he will be fired quickly and swiftly within 5 days, probably. And if they retain him, which shows Donald Sterling's cheapness, because firing Del Negro costs more money, because then you got to pay Del Negro and then another coach. So if that happens, I'd see Chris Paul leaving, even though...
I kind of see him leaving anyway. Especially after what happened.
He's punching Marc Gasol in the chest and then getting ejected that.
That was a fuck this foul. I'm gone. Just like Dwight Howard. And it was what was Dwight Howard saying to the cup check? He
wasn't saying a cup check. He was yelling out to the.
What did he yell out?
He was yelling out to the refs. I don't know. He's stupid. I can't believe Dwight Howard gotten as far as he had, because he nearly damn behaves like DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, whoa. DeMarcus Cousins is crazy. Dwight Howard is just immature. There's a difference. DeMarcus is just crazy.
Whatever. All right.
But yeah, Vinny Del Negro. So you think, unless the Clippers are just that cheap, that he gone?
Yeah.
Did you hear the Jamal Crawford quote? When he didn't play Jamal Crawford the entire second half, and they asked him why not, and he just said, no reason. That's just kind of how the game went today.
Yeah.
Why did that surprise you?
That level of blatantly just not playing Jamal Crawford, because I don't know, just the lack of explanation surprised me. Though.
The thing is, and that's remarkable, and I should point this out, is that he's this bad of a coach. And even he knows not to play DeAndre Jordan in the fourth quarter. That dude's the worst player in the NBA.
Wow.
Worst player in the NBA?
Worst player in the NBA. He has no basketball skill whatsoever.
I'm not. I think I really have to think about that.
None. 0. But when you consider how much he is paid, which is $10 million a year.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I give you that. In terms of worth per contract, yeah.
God damn, man. My boys can play basketball better than DeAndre Jordan.
Well, they actually have basketball skills. This guy
forced you in a corner there on that compliment.
I mean, this dude's free throw percentage has gone down every year.
And he only takes like 4 or 5.
Like, he's shooting 38%. He shot 38%. Like, how do you do that? And then he got all mad. Like, you can't criticize me. I'm the one actually out here fucking playing, not like you fans.
No, nigga, you suck. I'm sorry. We can criticize you because we're watching you stink it up. That's why we can. I hate that.
That's enough by the damn Clippers.
So yeah, Vinny Del Negro gone most likely. Mike D'Antoni.
He's staying.
He's just, again, they are still, the Mike Brown thing still hasn't been resolved, even though the Cavs hired him.
He's still getting paid.
He's still getting paid by the Lakers currently. That situation's unresolved. They can't be paying two coaches that aren't coaching for them and then get a third.
Does that make Mike Brown the highest paid coach in the NBA?
Currently, yeah, but I think they're working on a buyout.
That's funny.
I had those two, PJ, and I just included, not saying these guys are going to get fired, but just the status of their job, like for years and years to come, as far as how good coaches they are.
You include Jim Boylan.
I had Jim Boylan and Larry Drew.
Well, Jim Boylan gone.
He gone?
He already got fired.
What?
Yeah, he already got fired. You didn't know that?
No.
He already got fired. He got fired like the day after the game.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right. That was my screw up.
Man, they don't fuck around, man.
It's going to be real interesting because Larry Drew only has 3 players on his team next season right now.
Goddamn Hawks.
They're swinging for the fences.
So now that leads me into basically, because everyone's been wondering, Dwight Howard, Chris Paul.
What about Kevin McHale? What about?
Nah, he's good.
Yeah, I know. I was joking.
Like some people are like, oh, George Karl will be fired after losing that series. That ain't happening. No.
So basically, what I'm asking is, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, Atlanta. There's a lot of speculation. Where do you see Chris Paul's most likely landing spot, if you had to guess?
He said in public at that introductory press conference that he came to Los Angeles with a ring. If you look at how many of them old guys they got locked up for 3 more years, you look at DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. If you're Chris Paul, can you honestly look at that roster and say, I'm competing for a title? When first year I was here, we got swept in the second round, and then this year we're exiting the first.
Didn't even make it out the first.
Which sounds awful. Oh, wait, when he's with the Hornets, he actually got to Game 7 in the second round, so I guess that was a little bit better.
Didn't they make the conference finals one time?
They did not make the conference finals.
Almost.
No, I thought they
got
oh yeah.
Spurs.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Chase like, I will remember that shit.
But I don't. If he leaves that team, it's admitting a mistake. And
well, I mean, if he stayed with you guys wouldn't have gotten Anthony Davis.
No, I'm just talking about this is his shit now.
Okay.
Like if he leaves, that means that would be the same as him admitting he was wrong.
Where would he go? I mean, there's some team with max cap space that's got this dude that's a really good 3-point shooter, and then they got this really tall, lanky guy that actually plays defense and can actually hit jump shots. But
you think that would happen? Could you imagine if that happened?
I know they will. You know who's going to pursue Chris Paul? Everybody with the contract space to do it. New Orleans is one of those teams.
Yeah, but would y'all welcome him back?
Are you kidding me?
You know, Dwight Howard could never go back to Orlando. That's why I asked.
Oh no! Like again, Chris was amicable. It's ridiculous, but still.
So Chris Paul can most likely go to
anybody with max cap space. Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Detroit, Charlotte, New Orleans, Orlando.
Who's the 3-point shooter guy?
Ryan Anderson.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Play.
All right. So you got so if Chris Paul were to go back to New Orleans with the team y'all got and with the draft pick you guys are going to get.
It's a very similar situation to something that happened 13 years ago, kid. The New Jersey Nets were 26-52. They won the #1 overall pick in the draft. Drafted Kenyon Martin, signed Jason Kidd. They went from 26 wins to 52 wins, and in the finals for 2 straight years.
Wow. But this time, I think that team, I think you guys will have a better chance against the other side than they than they did. The Spurs and the Lakers destroyed them.
Like, Chris Paul's never played with a 3-point shooter as dynamic as Ryan Anderson. All he had was broke down Pager.
Yeah, that is true. Pager, after we used him up, so yeah.
He's never played with a center as talented as Anthony Davis. I don't give a shit. I'm hyping him up till the world awakens. He's never played with a 2 guard as good as Eric Gordon ever. Ever. And I don't know who the hell will play small forward.
What if Gordon could stay healthy?
I think Gordon could stay healthy. He played the last 30-something games.
Fair enough. Well, he had an injury history this year and last year.
But if I was a betting man, though, something tells me that Chris Paul's going to end up in Atlanta.
Oh, you mean the team that only got... You understand what they have to do? Like, the day free agency opens, they literally have to renounce everyone.
And that's what's going to happen.
And then they're going to be like, hey, Dwight and Chris, do y'all want to play with Al Horford, Lou Williams, and John Jenkins? Because that's all we got. But we can put y'all together. They swing for the fences. This is going to be nuts. People talking about next year are going to be nuts, but I find this situation pretty intriguing.
Dwight, but what are the chances that Dwight just stays in LA?
So here's the deal. Dwight Howard is a moron, and he let his cousins manage him for the first 5 or 6 years of his career. And they basically Don Kinged him. So he's not going to be as comfortable with leaving $25 million on the table. But it's not actually $25 million chunk. It's you don't get a 5th year on your contract, and your yearly salary is only $2 million less. That's where that's where you're hearing the $25 million figure contract number figure from.
I think he's going to stay because Kobe Bryant's going to invite him to his house and watch cartoon movies, and then they're going to talk about everything, and he's going to decide to stay. All because of those cartoon movies.
Again, okay, so if he stays, why the hell Chris Paul go to Atlanta?
I'm kidding. I really think Atlanta's going to do it. I do.
You think their big game is going to pay off?
I think it's going to pay off.
I feel bad if it don't.
Would I feel bad? Yeah, for them, yeah.
They're gonna be fun.
But no, like think about it. You know, like Atlanta obviously is not a big market for any sport. Like fans never go to any of their games, except like even Falcons games would be empty seats and shit like that. Like but I think like, if you pull in 2 stars like Chris Paul and Dwight Howard, yeah. I think it's a calculated risk, and I think it's gonna work. I really do.
I feel bad for that team.
So you don't think it's going to work?
No. Like, I think the most likely thing is that both dudes stay where they're at.
Chris Paul stays in the Clippers?
Have you seen these Cliff Paul commercials?
Yes. Yes.
The actual reason he wanted to go to a bigger market, you seen any of that yet?
Meet Cliff Paul. This is Chris Paul's brother.
Here's this commercial where I don't say a word because I can't act.
Hey.
I like them though, man. I like those commercials. They're cool. Man.
They are kind of cool. Ouch. So
I like this better than the first one.
So you predict that everyone's rumbling about this offseason, this big story, and you think at the end of the day they all just stay where they're at.
Uh-huh.
And Markeem, you're saying Atlanta hits it big.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is, man. It's a gut feeling.
Okay. Any other top high-name free agents besides? I mean, obviously. Well, where do you think? Where's Josh Smith going?
Houston.
Who gives a crap? Houston.
Josh Smith going to Houston?
Yeah, he don't make nobody better or worse. He's Josh fucking Smith. Whatever.
Oh, he could though, but he's never had a forceful coach like Kevin McHale though.
Well, that is also true. Kevin McHale wouldn't put up with those touchdown jumpers.
I don't know. I wish there was a better YouTube video of any time Josh Smith would take a 3 in the crowd in unison. No! All right. Well, yeah, we're done here. Most of that stuff we can talk about later when the season's actually over.
I was valuing us. But yeah, that seems like we've covered the main basics. We'll be back soon to talk about when we come back after the lottery, I presume, which would also be after the.
What do you mean after the lottery?
After the fucking ping pong balls.
Some of them series might end by next week, man.
Yes, but we're gonna have to wait the 2 weeks anyways, and in 2 weeks, I mean, the lottery's coming up May 21st, so, and in 2 weeks it'll be May 20th, so, yeah, fuck, we'll just wait till after the lottery.
Ping pong.
The ping pong ceremony.
Ping pong.
Yeah. Bye.
And that's us for YouTube Take. Border Wars was good. Get it. And that's it. Bye.